There we go. Welcome back to another trade recap, boys. Glad to have y'all here. Today, I took 3 trades, actually 4 or 5, but 3 really good trades I wanted to show off and teach you how I took them, top to bottom, using the Macre model. The best of these trades actually happened during London last night. Well, not really London, technically Asia. It was like 10 p.m. or something, I forget. Asia, it was fucking fantastic, bro. 150 points from the entry to the exit, not including trims, not including like additional sizing. There was a chance you could have added additional sizing here. I'm going to teach you how I took this trade, as well as the AM trade I took into the consolidation that I only really caught a pure 67 points, but then was able to do some, take profits up here. And then additionally, a short on the S&P. I'll show you that real quick. Boom. A short on the S&P into the market close. I'm going to teach you how I did all that today. I made $6.4 thousand today in between yesterday's price action during Asia, as well as today's price action. It was kind of a weird day. We're gonna go over all this price action, explain how we could have avoided this, explain the good trades, the bad trades, all that stuff. We do have to give away a Lucid funded account. If you guys don't know, I give out a funded account every single video. All you gotta do is like and comment, subscribe. I'll give you guys a funded account. All the money I make from Lucid, just full transparency, literally all of the money I make from that goes back to doing this and giving accounts away. I do this every video, every Instagram reel. So if you aren't tapped in, tap the fuck in. It's literally free. You learn mech, you rinse the prop firm, boom, we all win. Okay. That being said, this is by far the greatest trade on the day. I didn't actually mind the shorts. There were some little things in here, little scalps if you wanted to. There was all types of things you could have done in here. I was a little bit hands off, I'm not gonna lie. These shorts were really meaningful, these longs were okay, and these shorts were really, really fantastic. So I'm gonna go over how we could have taken advantage of all this price action. Let's go ahead and pick a funded account winner from the last video, and then I'll show the profits from this video. Okay, boom. We're gonna go to the comments of my video. Here's the video. We're gonna go to the comments, view all. We're just gonna scroll, we're gonna pick one. Oh wait, that's not all the comments. It was just the unresponded to comments. Responded, okay, here we go. Let's go with this guy here. Who's this? Beast Mode 2UOFM74. Yeah, I'm sure this is gonna be, I'm sure you're gonna be great with mech. Send me a DM on Instagram, picture of your YouTube channel, whatever you gotta do, comment on this video, let me know. And then I'll send you your funded account. Like I said, if you wanna win the next one, just comment on this video, like the video, subscribe. Watch the fucking boot camp, dude, it's free. It's free, come on. What else did I have to say? Updates. Oh yeah, profit from today. I gotta show that I'm not a fucking lark, bro. Of course. Here we go. So today I made 6.4K on 2 accounts, 2 My Funded Futures Flex accounts. I kind of want to move to the Rapid, so I bought 3 Rapids, I passed Rapid, and then I have 3 other Rapid accounts, evals that I traded today, all 1.5K and all those. And then I made an additional 1.5K on 3 tops of accounts. The reason why was because of this short over here, the PM short. The reason why I got, if you remember from the last video, I told you I'm not trading top step anymore. Well, the short fucking happened and I maxed out all my accounts. I didn't want to trade my XFAs anymore. I didn't want to trade my flex accounts anymore. I didn't want to trade my evals anymore. I didn't have any allocation. So I went to top step, bought, there's only a fucking firm I had that had my saved card, bought 3 fucking combines, whatever, and then copy traded them all 3 times 1.5. So I should be able to pass them on the Sunday Open, hopefully. But yeah, so I made 2.4 on, here's one of my flex accounts. 2.4. Most of this came from the AM open trade. Hello. I actually walked into the AM session with like $200 or $400 balance on this, I think, and then I made the rest on the AM open, and then this was all from the London trade. This is all from that London trade here, and then boom. Hello. 4K. God, I thought I got the distance down, dude. Nina. Holy unlocked. Oh my God, bro, it's $3,000 camera, by the way. Dude. Go. There we go, 4K. So 6.4K day for me, and then obviously 6 times 1.5 for the evals. That doesn't really count though. Let's get into it. Let's explain how I did this. 150 points on the short, 67 points on the long. And then I don't know how many the other one was. It was pretty good though. This one was by far the easiest one, I'm not gonna lie. This shit printed, and not that many of you guys took this. I was very, very upset about this. I saw one guy take this. One guy took this, and he said 4 minute. So he at least saw what I was looking at. Literally the most dirt simple trade you could have fucking taken, bro. Dirt fucking simple, okay? Asia did nothing but It literally oscillates. It's spinning on its head, bro. It did fucking nothing. Nina. It did nothing. It literally did nothing, okay? But we had a great delivery here. The reason for entry is we had a 4-minute, you'll take a look here, we have a 4-minute pointer, if the trading view chart would load. 4-minute pointer, here's your 4-minute pointer, efficient validation, you can see we're wick range candle closing. As we're tapping into an untapped FFVG, this untapped FFVG is a 2-minute untapped FFVG. If you go to that wick low, and then you scooch over, here is the untapped FFVG, we close underneath it, there's the tap. You see? Boom. There's your 4-minute right here. Hello, 4-minute. There are other FFVGs in here too. There were multiple FFVGs that formed. There's your 4-minute. I think there was also a 3-minute. Maybe there was a 5 or something. I forget. Well, there's a 5-minute. And then if you go on the other equity, we can go to ES. There might have been more here as well. Wait, fuck. Gotta go and replay. Nina, you were not doing this earlier. Why right now? Why when I click record on OBS must you do this? You're a plague of my life. You serve no purpose. Okay, I'm being mean. Same thing here, tap, pointer. It's literally the same exact setup. So high probability. We can run through it. You can see the untapped change. Go here, I'm gonna click this. 4-minute pointer range control. There's a bunch of FFVGs in there. There's your tap, boom, gone. 4-minute delivery. At this point, we're looking down the hallway here. What do we want to take profit on, right? Well, we know that we aren't going to have any type of reversion unless we get a new untapped FFVG reaction, for basically a pointer reacting to that untapped FFVG. And you can see we don't have anything on NQ. And so obviously our targets are going to be these FFVGs down here. I have an upcoming video. I had planned, the one I mentioned in the last video is going to be made this weekend. I have an upcoming video going to be explaining how to not more precisely, but more confidently choose FFVGs to trim on. I see this a lot in the Discord. People just kind of picking arbitrarily untaps to trim on. And that's okay, I guess, in the beginning, but you want to standardize your risk. You want to standardize the strategy and find a consistent means to doing some type of entry model. So I'm going to go over more ways to filter out where you should trim, where you shouldn't trim, you know, all that kind of good stuff. So we create this pointer range of control. Meaning this is our pointer reacting to the set of untaps, bunch of different untaps in there between both equities. Like it's like the easiest setup ever. And then we had an additional entry that you could have taken on this. But so my main targets, my eyes are drawn to this untapped FFVG. I want to see price deliver from this pointer reacting to this untap down to this untapped set of FFVGs. Obviously, we can do what's called a self-made untap, which is where we sweep. Sell side sweep, move up, create a new set of FFVGs, deliver into those, and then pointer off of that, and that would be our closure. That's basically what a consolidation is, okay? But when we're looking at this is what I'm looking at, right? That's my ultimate goal. I don't care about any of these draws, liquid, I don't care about any of that stuff. We have correlated pointers between both equities, very simple delivery. I'm not doing any trim unless I have my untapped FFVG. Now there was actually right here a continuation model that presented itself, 5-minute untapped, pointer break and structure. And then what's really interesting is we have a 4-minute FFVG here. So what you guys can do is you can go onto that 4-minute local time frame if you want to, and you can, well, hello, where'd it go? I hate that it does that. Let me turn that off. You can go to this 4-minute FFVG and wait for that, you know, that inversion, and that inversion is going to cause you to deliver down to those next set of FFVGs. Okay, so this is a 5-minute continuation pointer reacting to this untap. So, you know, you could realistically size in on this as well, right? So if you're in this short, you can actually take additional contracts on this right here. It's a sweat pointer and we broke that draw. So if you're gonna take this, make sure you go lower size if you're gonna add to an already pre-existing trade. There's our new pointer range of control. Again, targets are still set on this untapped FFVG. You can add extra contracts in here, which of course I did. When you add these extra contracts, obviously you're gonna make a lot more money. That's why this trade made the most amount of money than all my other trades this day. Still my eyes are set on this untapped FFVG down here. That's what I'm looking to take profit on. That's my main target in this case. Boom, there's the delivery into the untapped FFVG. Most of my contracts are off at this point. A high percentage of my contracts are off at this point. We already have a 100-point delivery. I think I made like $2.5 grand, $3 grand by this point. Let me pull up. I think I have a screenshot of the actual trade. At least I posted in the Discord. Let me see. I know I definitely posted it because I was confused why no one was talking about it, bro. Shit was fucking clean. Right here. Because for whatever reason, I don't know that. I don't understand this. Like people like don't they don't think I trade or something. It's like, dude. Hello? Minky. Load in, bitch. Oh my God. Dude. Holy camera. Okay, boom, you can see right where the 4-minute FF pointer is. 4-minute pointer. Oh, almost like I was in this trade. Oh, and I was right, 3.5, and that's basically the candle we're on right now. It's right after the continuation pointer. It's almost like I do what I do. That's crazy, I know, it's crazy, I know. Okay, I'm being patronizing. Anyways, so we can trim a lot of our contracts off of this untapped FFEG. I can't wait to stream again, guys. I can't wait to do it, because you know what? When back in the streaming days, everyone fucking glazed me. Everyone rode my dick, 360 spit, eye contact, everything. And then I said, I'm gonna kick back. I'm gonna spend a little money on myself. I'm gonna enjoy my life a little bit. I'm gonna go meet new people. Nah. Fraud, nope, LARP. It's the first time in my entire trading career someone has called me a fraud or a LARP. And to be fair, it's probably the best time to be in this community because I've not seen like more payouts in my life. Like, this community is fucking printing, and you're not doing it based on signals, so that's really good. I'm really proud of you guys for that. I never got that when I live traded because you just saw me every day, but now that I just choose to kind of just chill, it's like motherfuckers just like genuinely like they think I just like stopped trading, or I'm just like living off of like affiliate money or something, or like God forbid the fucking indicator, dude, or who even knows. So practice what you preach, boys, okay? If you're gonna sell pointers, at least trade them, all right? If you're gonna go sell your little mentorship, I know there's at least one of you guys out there that are watching these videos thinking, damn, I don't know about these pointers, but I might sell this, right? If you're gonna do that, at least trade it, because it works. Worky dough. So we can trim on this untapped FFEG, and then essentially all we're looking for is a pointer to get us out of this trade. Now we have a fake pointer that comes up somewhere in here. There it is, fake pointer, not reacting to anything, a structural pointer. A lot of you guys are gonna cut off this. There's no reason to. I don't think we had a re-entry on the pointer range control though. Again, delivering it to another untapped FFEG. This is not where I actually took profit, but there was a pointer that came up here somewhere. This is not a range setting pointer, right? It's not reacting to anything. And then there's your untapped, there's your pointer, right? You do a lot of your trimming. You do all types of stuff in there, but I'm fully out of this point. 151 points from the, 138 points from the entry to the exit. The rest consolidated. I think there was more entries past this for more shorts, but I was long gone at this point. I was fucking deuced. Let's get out of the let's get out of the Thursday night trade. Let's get into today's price action. So I didn't do anything into pre-market besides a couple shorts on my own. They didn't really go very far. They were just like eval trades. And then I took one trade, which was this long right here. In the beginning of the AM session, off this 5-minute pointer, we can go in here. There's a 3-minute IFFEG. Take a look. It's actually a little bit confusing. So here's your buy side sweep. Here's your 3-minute IFFEG. Obviously, we are. Let's go here. We break over the 3-minute IFFEG at 10:06, meaning once we break over that, everything past that is a reaction to it. We don't tap back into it until we get that 5-minute candle. That 5-minute basically comes into the 3-minute and then closes as a pointer. So therefore validating it, tapping and validating, creating that pointer. There's your pointer entry. Now again, the same concept is true for this. Our main targets are going to be this untapped FFEG up here, right? We opened into EQ range. We're getting PO3 into EQ range. We did take a draw not associated with EQ range. So I am totally fine to take trades. If you go and look at where this draw is, boom, all the way over there. Totally fine to take trades back into the consolidation. That's one of our rules in the boot camp. Go watch the boot camp. You can take PO3, you can take trades back into a consolidated range if and only if you take a draw not associated with the same traded range. So my targets are gonna be this untapped FFEG. Does that mean that the consolidation is gonna end? No, it just means I'm more comfortable to take the risk because there's a higher chance that we triggered more orders with this draw, okay? So I'm entering this 5-minute pointer. What's really cool about this 5-minute pointer, a lot of you guys need to get better at analyzing this using context, is look at this white space, right? I know, this is like basic trading. I know one simple rule. The market, we can't reject off something that doesn't exist, right? So like we're not gonna just dump off this for nothing. You need to be reacting to something. I know when you guys see the indicator, it's like, well, there's so many fucking boxes and shit. Hundreds of boxes, what are you doing? Like, it's actually quite simple. But when there are no boxes, here, let's break it down for the, for the Indians that we seem to have a lot of. When no thing, how can move from thing, right? obviously you can't. If there's nothing here, what are you going to reject off of? And you need to backtest this to prove it. But once we get this inefficient closure over the 3-minute IFFEG, it's fucking toast, bro. We're going up. Yeah, we have to. You cannot go down because there's nothing to go down from. There's nothing to. All the candle delivery you see is going to be between FFEGs. Price, it's like a football, okay? And the FFEGs are like the guys that throw the football, or whatever that's called. Okay, so all you need, if you're looking in this range here, is a pointer reacting to an untapped, and then an inefficient break over the highest and lowest time frame FFEGs of a liquidity sweep. And what that's going to mean is the structure of that liquidity sweep is going to break down, and you have to go higher. So if we go to the 3-minute time frame, this is the high of that 3-minute. Once that 3-minute breaks, and this 2-minute breaks, let's go to the 2-minute. Once this 3 and 2-minute gets that inefficient closure, which is right here, 2-minute and 3-minute inefficient closure, we close over the IFFEG. It's now mitigated. There's nothing in our way anymore. We have to at least go here, at least. So this is when you're in this long, right? And you're seeing this happen in real time, thinking, okay, what did I learn from Andrew Macre? Do bag, no. Mad Latinas, no, not that one. White space, after entry, throw a little fucking cherries on top, right? Get some little Connies in there, sprinkle them in. Nothing too crazy, don't oversize, guys, don't oversize. Sprinkle them in, make a little bit more money, right? And limit orders, think, right? You're not adding extra risk to the trade, you're just taking it to the most obvious location. If we know that we can't reject from here, we have to go higher and then we can reject. Then it's totally fine. So that's what I did, sprinkle in. So that's why 67 points doesn't fucking matter, right? Because we're able to, you know what I mean? You understand? So yeah, so that's in simplicity what happened here, okay? Mink, look at that. Right into the fucking untapped FFEG. Right into the untapped FFEG. Minky. Hit your trim on the untapped FFEG. There's your trim on the untapped FFEG at EQ range. 2 things in there. Additive trim. Not really an additive trim because you can't add the contracts, but you get the idea. Sprinkle them in on the inefficient break. I don't know if I made a video on this yet, but I will. I have 3 videos I need to make. I gotta get to work this weekend. Sprinkle those contracts in the inefficient break after the pointer. Minky. Trim at the untapped at EQ range. We already learned that, I think. Did I teach you guys that yet? Where to trim? Nah, we'll make a video on it. I'm pretty sure I did though. You guys should know by this point. Sprinkle, trim, cut those extra sprinkled contracts because they're not added risk. We're just trying to make more money on a thing that will go higher, right? It's like, not gonna use an analogy because my brain is fucking not firing all cylinders right now, but you understand what I mean. Now from this point, what is our exit condition? Say it for me, chat. Pointer off of an untap. So literally anything that forms in here. And it took a fucking while for us to get here. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It took a fucking minute. We had a lot of volatility, but no pointers. What happens when we get volatility but no pointers? I feel like Dora, you know those Dora episodes where they ask like the fucking little fucking toddlers, like what's in the fucking backpack or whatever? That's kind of what this is, right? What's in this? I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but you get the point, right? Volume no pointers, PO3. We know this, right? Just a bunch of fucking fugazi bullshit. Not much you can do here, guys. When you see volume no pointers, what do you think you should do to your position that's long? Well, we know that the longs are still valid until we get an untapped pointer, right? We know this. Reduce your position size. Because at a minimum, if price retraces back into the discount of your long, because we have the optimal entry on this trade, you can just sprinkle more contracts in on the pointer range of control all the way down here. Don't enter on this bullshit. Wait for a new pointer range of control to form. Enter on that little motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, that did not happen. We had a pointer validating the untaps right there. So there was our 67 point trade to completion. 69.25 point trade. Ooh, okay. That is this is the most realistic mech trade ever, right? Do a lot of trimming, sprinkle in, make a little bit extra money, do a little bit of trimming, do a little cutting, consolidation, cut on the consolidation, read the market at that level, and then fully get out on the confirmation of that. But what are you not gonna do? We're not gonna fucking trade to the downside. We know that. We're in these longs. We're not gonna trade to the downside because obviously PO3 is dictates. We're obviously not gonna trade this, but this is still a valid pointer range control. You can do untap to untap to untap if you want to. I fucking like my life, so I'm not gonna do that, right? I like to be happy, so I'm not gonna do that. But again, small little trades here. Do you guys see this little guy here? This little fucking minky mink? Technically that's a trade to trade. Like literal small ass moves. It's like, what is this? Fucking 6 points or math? If you guys are good at that, what is this? 10 points? Whatever this is, not worth it in my opinion. It's just not fun. Again, there's a bunch of them in here. Little tiny moves, right? Untap to untap, untap to untap. I'm good, man. I'm good off that. My last trade that I took today, and this is this is actually a really solid trade. It was a short. You guys might have missed it if you weren't paying attention to ES, but I'll go in here and I'll explain it. We can use NQ. You can size an NQ. I always take my trades in NQ, and the reason why is I want to standardize my risk. Also, there's something to be said about the psychological component of how many contracts you're in. If one day you take 10 contracts, the next day you take 20, it's going to feel different. You're going to trade different. I find it true with tick values, right? If one day you're trading NQ, one day you're trading ES, those tick values can throw you off. I would just rather take the trades in the same equity that follows the equity. Obviously, you can't do this with things that aren't correlated, but when you're taking trades in NQ and ES, like you shouldn't be trading them when they're uncorrelated, right? So the goal is to trade them when they're correlated, and because of that, we can take our trades on ES, on NQ, and on NQ, and on ES, right? So that's totally fine. I take all my trades in NQ, and I take the same amount of contracts almost every time. And I sprinkle in the same amount every single time too. If you're wondering what size I'm using at this point, on my evals I used 20 micros, and then on my XFAs I use 1 mini for, well, it depends, to be honest. I use 1 mini in size. Sometimes I use 10 micros, sometimes I use 1 mini depending on the quality of the setup, if I want to trim or if I want to just take it pointer to pointer. It really just depends on how I'm feeling. And then I don't ever size up until I make about 3 to 4K on the buffer, and then I size up to 2. And so that's how I was able to do that today, is I had a little buffer, minky, okay? So that being said, and that buffer was because of the London trade, right? This is why your first trade on XFA is the most important trade, because you get the balance that they give you, which is 2K drawdown, plus whatever you make. So you can go into an AM session, if you're not a fucking chungus bum, you can go into an AM session with like 6K balance, some crazy some fat stacks, and you can burn it all and then still be break even. You know what I mean? That's why I always like trading XFAs like on Sundays, because I can walk in with a balance, or really just Asia markets, London markets for the first trade. That way I can walk in with a buffer, and then I wait for that next trade, hopefully during AM, PM session, take a banger, high size banger, and I have 5-6K balance on that account within one trading day. Today is an example of that, 4K balance, and the other one's 2.4 or 2.6, whatever it was. So not bad, but you get my point. This was our short. Let's go to ES. Let's go over the entry here. Another simple one. Again, the IFFEGs, you can just visualize this because we're not in a live market, but here's your low. The IFFEGs, the inverse first for value gaps, are in here. You can see we came in, we reacted to it, and then we point broke structure. Let's identify which IFFEG it was. I kind of forget. It looks like a 3-minute. 3-minute closure happened here. Wick tap, pointer formed. I think it was a 3-minute pointer actually. Yeah, there was a 3-minute pointer here, right here. Technically, this is a more valid entry. I feel like I took that. I don't know why it's saying, I don't know why it says it's on the 5. 3 or 5, it doesn't fucking matter. Take that shit. This trade, super simple, a lot like the London trade. I like this one a lot. We'll go run this back real quick. We'll use the 3-minute entry. The 3-minute was my entry. I'm almost 100% positive in that. What are my targets? I'm targeting the untaps, right? That's my main goal, is I'm targeting the untaps. So go between NQ and ES, look for those untaps. Do we have any untapped FFEGs in the range? We do, right beneath us on NQ. So I'm using NQ's untaps in ES's price action to execute this trade. And then minky mink. So I did my trimming on this candle right here. And then I believe we reacted to untap with a pointer. I don't know when. I think it was self-made. Oh, I remember what happened here. I fucking exited because 350 window. I exited 350 here. I also, yeah, I'm fucking retarded. So what you can do is you can use this 5-minute swept pointer to reduce your risk. If you want to, if you're still in these shorts, there was no reason to exit. You can use this 5-minute pointer to reduce your risk by going on the lower time frame and seeing how price trades away from this draw. So we have this 5-minute pointer, price trades away from the draw, reduces contracts. If we trade through the draw, you're good to go. But then we still need these inefficient closures over the 4, 3, and 1 in order to gap down to the next area in price, right? But obviously, you know, with 350 window coming in, you're not really going to be able to hold that down. And I never trade through the 350 window. So I closed right before the 350 window. And there was, I think, probably a pointer in there anyways, but still, that was the trade here. It's literally the same setup as the London trade, or the Asia trade. It's the same exact setup. It's just at a different time and in a different area in price. It's just showing you that MEC can be applied in any market condition. What determines the length of the trade is going to be the market condition, right? Essentially, your strategy and your approach will be identical, and the thing that will rotate is going to be the price range you're trading in. And it wasn't a great price range, but still, we banked. So had you had caught all these, even if we're being conservative, let's see. And you might have caught more. You might have done little tiny things in here. I saw someone taking longs that was totally fine too. I saw many long trades in Discord, totally fine. Where's this thing? Okay, not 16 points on ES. This is why I don't understand what this fucking means, bro. Who trades ES? If you trade ES, you are just a miserable fuck. Something in here to something in here. So I would conservatively say 80 to 85 points, probably somewhere in here, plus the 69 in here, plus the 150 or 130, whatever this ended up being. A lot of fucking points, man. Like, this was a good day. This is a really good day, assuming you didn't pattern trade, right? If you pattern traded this and you were just a fucking holy shit pointer, holy shit pointer, holy shit pointer, yeah, you're gonna get fucking smoked. You're gonna get smoked. You're gonna get smoked. But I think today was a pretty solid day. Otherwise, a bunch of stuff in here you could have done if you did that, totally fine. I don't think we have Discord questions, or if we do, I'm not gonna read them because there's not enough, and I forgot to ping the Discord. So if you haven't already, join the Discord. It's completely for free. We have a separate chat in there. If you own the Indicator, I saw people asking how to do it. Go to Flex Charts, connect your Discord. You automatically get sent into the chats. There's a journal section. There's an Ask Macre question channel, and then there's a Real Tripper only chat, which is where I basically pull for video ideas, and I give away accounts and all that kind of stuff. So if you're in those chats, that's where you can ask me questions. Just get in the habit, if you're new to trading mech, just post in there. Post trade recaps, post whatever you got to say, ask questions in there, because every time you do that, I'm going to look at them for the videos and kind of bring them up. So anything else? No. T-minus 15 days until the new house. I'm very excited. We're leaving here very shortly. Oh, we'll get Nina, the daily Nina. Where you at, girl? Where you at, girlfriend? Come here. Ah. Look at her. This is your reward for completing the video. Good job.
Mech doesn't work. Mech doesn't work. What are all those random boxes? What's the pointer?
Dark pool liquidity. All right, I gotta stop. I'm such a dick. All right, boys. God bless. Enjoy your weekend. Videos on the way. Deuces.